Today, I'm going to show you some of the data engineering tools that are available in ArcGIS Pro. The whole purpose of data engineering tools is to explore and prepare your data before you start using it for analysis or mapping. It's actually a really good idea to start with the data engineering workflow, because you can also make sure your data is clean and ready to work with. The three main things you can do with data engineering are inspect your data, gather statistics, and clean your data. I'm going to do all three in this video. So now that you have some background with data engineering in ArcGIS Pro, let's put it into practice. In my example, I'm going to use the world countries dataset from Natural Earth. To start using data engineering, I'm going to simply right-click the data layer in my table of contents. Then I'm going to select Data Engineering. That's all you have to do. Okay, now let's try out some of the data exploration capabilities. We're going to start by exploring our data. So far, I right-clicked my layer and clicked Data Engineering. The first thing you'll see is all the fields from my table in the bottom panel. Looking at the bottom panel, if it's a text field, you'll see ABC, whereas if it's a double type of field, you'll see 0.01. Finally, integers are simply 1, 2, 3. When you hover over a field, you have the option to update the symbology, create a chart, or go to the attribute table, which will just take you to the attribute table. Let's say I update the symbology for the level of income. All I have to do is just click the Update Symbology button. So if we look at the map, you'll see each level of income shown on the map. Now let's update the symbology for population. Okay, here are the results. As expected, China and India stand out with the darkest shading. We can also try some of the categorical data. Here's an example of updating the symbology to show continents. So updating symbology is a nice and easy way to visualize your data. Let's perform even more data exploration, but this time let's generate some charts. The first thing that I want to show you is that you can click the Add All Fields and Calculate button. What this does is it allows you to see all the fields in your dataset with a histogram chart. You can also check out statistics like minimum, maximum, mean, standard deviation, median, count, and all sorts of other great statistics. This is just a quick and easy way to better understand your data, especially its attributes. Now let's take a look at the GDP for the countries on the map. All I have to do is click the Create Chart button with this field. So this chart just means that there are a high number of countries in the lowest bin. In other words, there are a lot of countries in the world with low GDP, and there are just a few in the highest bins, and this is why it's stretching it out like this. The neatest thing about data engineering is that you can interactively select different bins, then it will highlight them on the map. For example, I'll select the highest bin here, and as expected, the United States is the country with the highest GDP. If I select a couple more of the highest bins, then you'll see that China is now selected as it also has a high level of GDP. So the charting tools in data engineering can be super useful to find outliers, or just find out more about your data in general. You can actually do the same with categorical data as well. For example, here's a chart that shows the distribution of economy types. You'll notice that this chart is also interactive. You can select it and explore your data on the map. Don't forget that it's also possible to customize your charts. For instance, you can change the series, axes, guides, theme, and more aspects of your charts. The last thing I want to talk about is the data cleaning tools that are available in ArcGIS Pro. If you click on the Data Engineering tab at the top, you'll be able to find all the tools you need to cleanse and enhance your data. As you can see, it consists of geoprocessing tools for cleaning, constructing, integrating, and formatting data. So if I click on the Clean dropdown, the available tools are Delete Field, Append, Alter Field, Delete Rows, and Fill Missing Values. Honestly, these are just your regular geoprocessing tools that you can find in the Analysis toolbar. Secondly, we have Construct tools, which can enhance existing fields in your data. For instance, we have tools like Calculate Field, Add Field, calculate geometry field, transform field, and more. Thirdly, the integrate tools help you interact with other datasets. For example, you can use tools like spatial join fields, and enrich. Each of these allows you to integrate external datasets. Finally, we have the format dropdown, which can help you change the format or reorganize the fields in your feature class. Typically, you'd expect ETL tools and data pipelines for it to be considered data engineering. Instead, the ArcGIS Pro tools just give you a set of geoprocessing tools to clean and prepare your data for mapping or analysis. So there you have it. This is how the data engineering tools work in ArcGIS Pro. I've shown you data exploration, statistics, and data cleaning capabilities. Is there anything that I missed? Please let me know in the comments section below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more great videos.